I'm on Facebook. Jayna, you.
Hello, everybody. Hello. It is so good to see everybody as I'm letting everybody in. Let's see. I need to see gallery view. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Judy. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, Susan and Joseph. Hello. It is so good to see you. I am so honored to be here today. It's really awesome to be able to participate in this community and be able to be with you in this space. We've just come off of this beautiful Thanksgiving holiday, and what I would like is if you guys would put in the chat what you are grateful for. In one of the activations this week, somebody asked what was the marma for gratitude. And the one that I could think of was in the book, when Rabat was in a coma and her mother, Ramesh, was in the room with her, Dr. Giovanni had asked her to press Rabat's finger and say wonderful things about Rabat. And he said that it would go deeper into her subconscious. And so that was the one that I kept thinking of as we press that finger, because there's many times that I have pressed the finger and just said wonderful things about myself, and it has been so very beneficial. So the gratitude, you could press this finger and say gratitude. And I'd like your feedback on that as you try it, not necessarily today, but to see how that feels for you. That's just my own interpretation. It's not something that Giovanni or anybody has said to me. I would like to drop from our head to our heart. Munira Jamal is a wonderful, she's such an incredible lady. I have such a deep heart love for her. She has been in the community. She's known Dr. Naram. She participated in the original 100-day program, and she has been a very big part of the original detox, one of the first group detox. She's shared recipes, and she's in the process of being a yoga instructor. Right now, she's a cultural, intercultural communicator, and she's a wonderful lady. So I've asked her to be able to share one of her beautiful mantras, or two of her beautiful mantras. So go ahead, Munira.
Oh, thank you so much, Jayna. Thank you so much. It's so good to be here again. I haven't been on the call for a while. And yes, let's drop from our heads into our hearts. So take a comfortable seat, just be seated comfortably. Make sure that we allow our feet to be on the ground so that we can feel the earth below us. And if you like, you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, or you could even go in prayer position, whichever way feels comfortable for you. And just let these beautiful mantras speak for itself. And Andrea is going to post the meanings of the mantras in the chat later. Okay, right. So take a deep breath into your belly. And sit comfortably. Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗃 mrityoma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhin Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhin Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Munira, thank you so much. So beautiful. When she and I were on a call this week, and she shared this with me, and it just, the resonance of the authenticity of the way she delivers these are so beautiful. Thank you so much.
So much. I can say a little bit about the meaning if you like. I didn't see if it's posted already, but so the first one, the Asatoma mantra, which is, I'm just going to read it out, which actually it's a prayer. It's like, it says you're praying to the divine that lead me from the unreal to the real. So by giving me knowledge, and lead me from darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. Lead me from death. So that means the sense of limitation to immortality, so to limitless liberation. And Om is said to be the sound of the universe, and Shanti means peace, peace, peace. So the second mantra, which is called the Mrityunjayan mantra, and the meaning is, again, it's something that you're asking for something, but you could ask. It says you ask the three-eyed one, so you can ask Shiva, the three-eyed one, or you could also ask yourself, because if you see yourself as divine, you're asking yourself whoever you would like to ask for. So it says, I invoke you, the three-eyed one, whose essential nature is one of great fragrance and immeasurable strength and energy. So just as the pumpkin, so I've got here pumpkin, just as the pumpkin, so when it becomes fully ripe, it detaches from the plant. So in the same way, may I get freedom from this bondage and attain moksha, moksha meaning liberation from the cycle of birth, from death and rebirth. So they're beautiful prayers, they're beautiful mantras. Anyone can sing it anytime. Yeah, just wanted to share that. Thank you, Jayna.
Munira, thank you so much. I so love it. You know, I neglected to say that today is Sunday, November 27th, and we come together to discuss the principles and the teachings of this book, this wonderful book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. And the one thing that I love about this is not a religion, but many people of different religions come together and they are able to share their, what they hold, divine in their heart. So this is, I love that we share our heart. And I've had somebody, I've thought many times, why is this community so full of love? why do we come together and experience this love? And it's because, in my heart, I believe that it's because it's based off the principles of Dr. Naram, what Dr. Naram taught Dr. Clint, and Dr. Clint, so, he expresses and shares that with us. And that's the first of all is we identify what do we want. And then the second of all is to treat the divine, to treat the unexpected guest as the divine, and that's the 𝗕𝗕𝗂𝗧𝗕. And the third is gratitude. And when we have those connections as a group, anybody from any religion, any walk of life, any diversity, they come into this community and they experience the love because there's no judgment. It's so beautiful. So Munira, thank you so much for your beautiful gift.
Yes,
We have a beautiful lady who has been a part of the community since the very beginning. And I'm so grateful that she's here to share some of her miracles. Anabell was a part of the writers and speakers group. She has shared the book with many, many people, and she's had so many miracles. They just show up all the time. So Anabell, would love to hear about your miracles. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. It's really nice to be on this special call. Indeed, it is a very special day because in Europe we celebrate the first of Advent. So, we light the first candle before Christmas. And the book, here it is. It's like, you see it's full of little marks. It is absolutely a must in my life. And so the book of Dr. Clint G. Rogers really changed my life because it came right at the right time. And what he gave me, what he presented me is with what he actually also wrote and what really touched me in the book, which is on the page 72. And he wrote in the last 6,000 years of human history, the greatest need people have is not love, but understanding. And this really touched my heart because that is my path now. So somehow this book from Clint came at the right time because I could hear inside two things. And this is, the miracle actually from being on that call was that I felt understood and seen. And I was always hiding for all my life. And now I can speak in front of the camera quite comfortably. And so comfortably that he inspired me that way. And also in the group like Carol, you, Jayna, and also some others, really, really helped me to step out and feel it's safe to be seen and speak from the heart because everybody else also does that. So what actually, the biggest gift was from that is that I'm holding now my own Sunday calls of inspiration, I call them, because what actually Dr. Clint started is, it really inspired me. It is a safe space to be seen and to be, to feel understood. That is the thing. And come together and share, the same, I don't know, it's the love, it's the heart language, because the book opened my heart for getting lighter, but getting lighter through food. So this is for me the miracle, what food and the right diet and all the knowledge around it and the mama points come with it. And I have to say also, Clint, that I know that you're on the call, that, I have people who ask me, I speak to a lot of people, and when I feel they need some inspiration regarding getting lighter through food, because that's a tool, because my other tool is the light language, because that is also getting lighter, but the light language is going on the cellular or DNA level of clearing the past. So I'm working with the Essential Library of 𝗕ciecie𝗸𝗃𝗓, and I see the parallel of getting lighter with the ancient secret of a master healer. And this is the knowledge from Dr. Naram, and also what you started to bring out, because it's two different tools coming together as one, and that is meeting the heart mind with the mental mind and the physical. And this is becoming whole again. And this is absolutely fascinating and beautiful and yoo-hoo, wicked. So thank you.
Anabell, it's so great.
Can I say something, Jayna?
Yes, please.
I was remembering one of the first videos that I had of Anabell, and she's standing in the shadows, literally. She has on sunglasses. You can't even, you get a hint of her beauty, but it's only a faint hint because she's so hidden. And her words were guarded and cautious. And look at her now. What? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful to see you. I'm so excited for you, and so happy to see you here today. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you.
You know, Anabell, there's a couple of things that I'm remembering so strongly is your participation in the 100-day program was so amazing. And when you had the special assignment during the second, well, I guess it's the fourth week, you were serving your ex-husband. You went to go serve your ex-husband. And that was so incredible for me, because I thought, what love, you know, it was so wonderful that you had a relationship with him that was wonderful. And I'm not sharing some of the parts of the story because I really hope that the people who have not participated in the 100-day program will participate in the 100-day program that's coming up in January. And even some of the ones that have participated in the 100-day program may even sign up again. So Anabell, that's the one thing that I remember about you was the love that you had towards your ex-husband, towards your children, towards humanity. The other one is that you shared the book with your mom. Yes. And she wasn't very interested, but her boyfriend, who was he a rabbi or what?
He's a priest.
He's a priest.
Yes.
Would you mind sharing that story?
Yes, this was really interesting because my mom, I didn't have contact for over 20 years. And then 5 years ago, I started to, let her in my life because I worked a lot on me. And I can only say, you know, changing food is also getting later. And absolutely. So she looked at me and she said, Anabell, you know, what is your secret? What are you doing? How you going past by this difficult divorce? And I started to share, and I said, well, I have two big tools, and one is 𝗕𝗓𝘁𝗗𝗏 and one is Dr. 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and this is the book. And I think, Mom, you need to just read it, because for her, the light language, that path, that wasn't her. But and that's the beauty that this book also has the light within. And I thought, yes, I just leave it there. And on the table, she started to read it. And the interesting thing is that then her boyfriend, Clement, who is a priest and quite known, he started to read it as well. And he said, this is really interesting. And then he started to also tap, you know, because yes, we are made out of energy. And of course we have these points. Of course, that's why it resonates so much for me what this book is and the knowledge of Dr. Naram, because this is ancient and it works. And if it works for me, if it works for someone else, it works for everybody. It's about, you know, having faith and working on it and trying it and be persistent of doing it for some time, not a week or two. No, if you really want something, that's the thing. You know, I also always say to my people now who I'm talking to, is what do you want? That's the first door to get into your heart and actually be conscious. And absolutely. So she, you know, she has this book on her coffee table and she has a lot of people coming in and out. And, you know, that's the trick.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much. Anabell, what did it mean to you to participate in the 100-day program? What did that do for you?
What I needed is, I didn't want to become a practitioner in practicing or teaching Ayurvedic or the ancient secret in the Ayurvedic medicine. But what it was, I needed to know so much that I could refer that person, I could speak to them, touch them, and pass that knowledge on and refer to someone else. So I'm like the transmitter. And I always do this. And also to a lot of Indian people, you know, which is really, really interesting. And that was for me the key, that I understand the bigger picture. I don't have to be the expert. I have other experts who are much better. And yes, I hand it over to them. And yeah, so this was for me the best to do the 100-day course, actually, really. And also for myself to do the challenges. Yes, very important, because it is about breaking through, you know, to who we are and overcome fears, limitations, and come back into us, into the real us, you know. And we often hide, and the real us is the heart.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that, because, you know, Dr. Clint always talks about the 100-day training is not being about information, but being about transformation. And what you're speaking to with the action assignments, they absolutely were transformative, because when you have the assignments, you identify what comes up in you, what is being awakened or what is being resistant. And then you're able to work with it and be able to transcend it. Transformation. I can't think of the word. Anyway. Anabell, it's wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for coming on. I know that you've got another call. You've got your call coming up in a few minutes, and so we'll say goodbye to you when you're ready to go. We'd love to have you anytime.
Thank you. I will, to inspire all these others. And you know, it's the support. You know, what I feel when we read this book, we want to support others because it touched us.
Yes.
Yes. And
Well,
this
it's
is
part of the mission of Dr. Naram, is having this book in every home and every heart. So that's part of it.
it will be. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anabell. Anabell, thank you. So coming back to the 100-day program, so those of you who are new or who don't know what the 100-day training is, you know, Dr. Naram, when he found his master and he said, I want to learn pulse. I want to learn how to read pulse. And, you know, 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍 said to him, okay, come tomorrow. And he came tomorrow and he said, I want to read pulse. And he said, okay, come tomorrow. You know, and he says, no, really, I want to learn how to do this for other people, because he was an Ayurvedic practitioner and was not getting the results with his patients that 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍 was. And after 100 days of saying, come tomorrow, Dr. Naram said, I'm going to stand here like a rock until I learn these teachings from you. And 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍 says, who says? And Dr. Ram said, I say. And he said, we'll see. And so he stood there and stood there and stood there, and he was getting uncomfortable and he had to go to the restroom. And 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍 said to him, Dr. Naram, it looks like you need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you go to the bathroom? He says, no, I want to stand here until you teach me how to read pulse. And 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍 says, okay, come tomorrow. And it just broke Dr. Naram. He just said, I want to learn. I want to learn. And 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍 says, okay. The first thing you need to do, he goes, well, what do I need to do first? And he says, first of all, you need to go to the bathroom. So he went to the bathroom and then he came back and he says, okay, I'm ready. And he says, okay. He says, your first assignment, he says, how many people went to the restroom today, do you think? And he says, oh, probably about 40 or 60 people. And 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍 says, okay, your first assignment is to clean the bathroom. And you know, in India, there's the caste system, and you know, Dr. Naram was a doctor, and he was like, no, I think you misunderstood me. I think I'm here to learn pulse, not to learn how to clean the bathroom. And 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗍 said, okay, come tomorrow. And Dr. Naram's like, no, okay, I'll go clean the bathroom. So he hurries up and he does a really quick job of cleaning the bathroom. And he comes back to Baba Ramdas. He says, okay, the bathroom's clean, I'm ready. And Baba Ramdas says, let's go inspect your work. And he's like, Dr. Naram's like, inspect my work, I'm ready to learn. And he's like, no, let's go inspect your work. So he goes into the bathroom and he says, Dr. Naram, he said, look, you did not do a good job. This is a mess and this is still not clean. And how come this bathroom is not clean? He says, how do you expect to clean the souls of the people when you cannot even clean a bathroom? And Dr. Naram got it. And he said, okay. So he cleaned the bathroom very, very well. And he came back to Baba Ramdas and he said, I'm ready to start my training. And Baba Ramdas says, your training already began. So the 100-day training is based off of the things that Dr. Naram learned during those 100 days. And it's an incredible journey. It's a transformational training for 3 months. It's amazing. I learned so much about my own self and be able to step into my own being. And like I said, it's not about information, it's about transformation. So the early bird specials ends on December 11th. Thank you, Luke, for reminding me of that. And we hope that you're able to join us on this journey. Luke, will you come off and tell me what you are grateful for?
Okay, well, I'm grateful for so much in life, but the most immediate thing I'm grateful for is that I'm well again. When I wondered if I would ever be well again. I'm 6.5 weeks of literally living in my bed, just getting up and going to the bathroom and having to go out and do food shopping as badly as I felt. And I have a very good naturopath I worked with, and he put me on stuff that helped to bring my energy back. And I just had acupuncture last week, and he gave me some Chinese herbs specifically for energy. And just in the last week, I finally have come back to myself. And it's so wonderful. It gives me such great appreciation for life when you're sick in bed for so long and wondering if you'll ever be well again. And to finally turn that corner and to feel well again is such a great appreciation. And that's the greatest thing I'm grateful for in this moment.
Thank you so much.
And I wish for everybody who's been ill with anything to also be well, and no matter what, and to have faith that even when you're not feeling well, at any given moment, it could turn around. I wish that for everybody.
I think a lot of people can relate to where there's been many of us that have had COVID. And I don't think that I'm not sure that this was COVID, I don't know. But that strand, that the way that the illnesses have been showing up it's been a 6-week, 8-week journey, and it's been very depleting. So thank you so much for sharing with us. I can see Esther Francis is saying, yes, I remember that journey. Esther, do you want to say something?
Sure. Yeah, I just wrote, you're so intuitive, Jayna. As you mentioned my name, I was writing Luke, such a great share. So true. So glad that you are well again, rejoicing. And I don't think I sent it yet. I just wrote it, but that's how I feel. And yeah, I was so sick. And Jayna, you were one of my primary supports from this community, and what it means to still feel connected when it's funny, I was thinking this morning when we talk about this Sunday as a miracle call. It's a miracle that the only time I've missed the Sunday call that I can recall is when I was so sick with COVID. I think I actually missed a whole, one Sunday where I didn't even tune in. And then I think there was a series of maybe 2 more Sundays where I couldn't put on the video. I just had to be in bed and listen. So Luke, yeah, what you said about, and just this last 10 days, I had an episode where I overdid, and with my back, I was in great pain. And it makes you realize that these little things that aren't little at all walking, seeing. I lost my eyeglasses and my vision's been kind of crazy this last week in all kinds of different ways. And they're not little things. They're miraculous gifts of life. And Luke, you summed it up so beautifully, because along with the rejoicing about, that we feel good again, what comes with it is you just realize you want everyone to thrive and be well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the reasons why I love, yes, Julie is holding up viral fight. Julie,
Yeah, that's a good one.
it really does help. And to be able to do the immunity marma, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do this one all the time. And I know that I started to get a cold recently, and I started to do the immunity marma, and I know that it helped so that I didn't get that cold. But that's what this book does, is when we eat the mung bean soup and we eat good food, and when we take care of ourselves, we come back to great health. I know that I moved across the country recently, and I had a cold, and I was tired, and had been traveling, and I just allowed myself to rest, but I continued to feed myself good food and good supplements, and was in contact with Dr. Priyanka quite regularly. And she was able to help me get my pitta back in balance, because my blood pressure had skyrocketed because I was not drinking, because I was off my schedule, and I wasn't drinking water and doing the things that I need. I wasn't sleeping well. And so just by her encouragement, I was able to get myself back into balance and into well health. So Luke, thank you so much.
Also, the immunity drink, Jayna, the immunity drink, which I think is on page 273 in the book, that's become a staple of mine every single day, at least once, often twice a day. So that helps a lot. Also, I want to mention that Dr. Stephen Wechsler, we had a number of phone calls, and he was very wonderful and helpful. So that's a great part of being part of this community. I mean, people sending me love, and just being part of this wonderful, loving community is part of the healing process. So I'm very grateful for being part of this incredibly authentic, loving community.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I wanted to, there's a couple of things I want to do. Munira. Is Munira from Saudi Arabia here? I know she is. Can you come on camera? Are you on camera? I don't know. We are.
Hi, everyone.
I just wanted to be able to share both of these Muniras. I love both of these Muniras so deeply. And
We love you too.
and sometimes when I talk with Munira from Germany, she says, so many people think that I'm the Munira in Saudi Arabia. Because Munira is from Saudi Arabia, she'll get her messages, and I don't know. Tell me, Munira from Germany.
So I am the older Munira, and Munira with double E is the younger Munira. But we're both Muniras. Yeah. So I get to hear messages like, yeah, your profound healing journey. And I'm like, my healing journey is yet to come.
Oh my God. Just
I'm
forward these
already
messages
here.
to me.
I feel healed every day. I mean, it's interesting, so I get to hear that. So Munira, I hope I'm kind of representing you properly.
I'm sure you are. Also, I love the chanting at the beginning. It was so beautiful. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Munira in Saudi Arabia has a beautiful healing story. She had arthritis, and with the help of Dr. Naram and 𝗕𝗔𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗧, the 𝗈 team, she was able to overcome that. She was in a wheelchair and was not able to walk. And then she was able to present her findings to a Berlin, to a group of doctors in Berlin, and show them that the arthritis can be cured. I mean, it can be, I don't know, Munira, are you considered cured, or is it are you in like a remission?
So I am cured. I can now walk and move without medication. compared to how it started. I actually needed somebody to like feed me, bathe me. I stopped going to the gym. I was not able to do any activities. So it was really tremendous to be just, even when I traveled, they had to like push me on wheelchair. So it was a very intense experience that happened at the beginning of 2017. And me and all the doctors I went to were very much confused because I don't have it in the family. And I was really scared and I really thought my life just stopped there. And so to be able to find a doctor, Dr. Naram, when I first called him, to be able to have a doctor tell me that it is not a big deal, which is not what all the other doctors that I've seen all around the world have said. And he really just minimized the problem. He's like, yeah, no big deal. It's curable. It's fine. Just take these medication, read this diet. And it was a very long email and, your life will be better. And a couple of months later, of course, my dad was skeptical. Months later, I met him in Italy with Dr. Giovanni, and I flew to India, and that's where my journey started. And I am able to now walk, of course, without any help. I'm off medication, thank God. And now, if I go for a very long time with a lot of, stress, and I went through that during COVID, I was not eating properly for a very long time, like for a couple of months. And I was, of course, just stuck because I moved to Dubai, and then I came to visit my family in Saudi Arabia, and then the airports were closed during quarantine and I was not able to go back. So I was under severe stress. And so I did have joint pain on my hands. It's stress induced. But it never went back to not being able to move, It never went back to being completely, disabled. It never went back that bad. And now, of course, after all of this, because I'm studying and reading a lot of Ayurveda and I know exactly my disease, I think when you know something and you know your body very well, you know how to navigate. So now I know that I need to stay away from stress, and I'm finding a lifestyle change that will de-stress me. And of course, the food that I eat has changed 100% from before Ayurveda was introduced. And so there's a complete lifestyle change, and that shift takes time. And I just want everyone in this journey to know that you will have days where you will go back to your old bad habits, and that's fine. Forgive yourself. Just keep going. And thank God I'm never back on wheelchair, thank God. And I'm so healthier, and I've helped so many people here and so many people in Dubai as well. And I'm really happy that I shared my story because, Dr. Clint convinced me, and I was like, I don't know if I want my story to be on YouTube. And I've gotten like emails and messages from people from all over the world. And it's just so beautiful to get, to get my voice across and give hope to so many people. And it's all about your habits and decisions. And every day we wake up and we have the freedom to make choices and create habits. So I really hope that we all can work hard on creating better habits for ourselves. And that's how the shift happened.
I have queued up the video, Munira. Oh, so good to hear
Hi,
your story.
Dr. Clint. How are you?
Good. I don't know if you can see my screen, but it's the moment when you were speaking to the doctors in Berlin University, and you're holding up two pieces of paper. Can you explain what those are so people know what that moment was so magical?
Okay, so I want to tell everyone that this was me at the beginning of 2018. So it was after my first detox in India. And I stayed in India for 3 months. And when I went there, I told my doctors I had pneumonia at 2013, and my lungs have been getting a lot of infection and coughing, and my arthritis. And those were my two major problems. And I never thought I could get better. and I got so much better. The two papers I'm holding is, one was the first test I've done. And my RA factor was around 52 or 53. And then the second one was when I did the blood tests and it dropped to normal. I think it was around 4 or like 6, which is like somewhere near the normal range. And these were proof to the doctors, because I know a lot of people are skeptical. My own father was skeptical, and have I not done these blood tests, he would not have believed that this works, the holistic healing works. And so I didn't need proof. I just, for some reason, I felt it. And I never shared this before, but at the beginning of, months before I met Dr. Naram, I had a dream. And in my dream, it said that I'm going to heal in India. And that's probably the first time I talk about it. But I knew deep down inside when Dr. Naram called me that he's going to heal me. I just knew it when nobody else in my family did. And and I flew to Berlin and I talked to a lot of those doctors and I had the blood tests to prove it.
Yeah. So beautiful. This is the, let's see if I can show it beforehand. This is the test afterwards. You can see the RA factor was down to 4.7, which is crazy. I'll just see if I can show the one before. I don't know if we zoomed in on it on the video. Sorry to show a super fast one here. Anyway, but so powerful. Thank you, Munira. That's so beautiful.
Thank you, Dr. Clint. Thank you, Jayna.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to just introduce both of you beautiful ladies to the community. And Munira, thank you so much for being so inspirational. And Munira, thank you so much for taking Munira's messages.
Munira, I'm so sorry. Lots of love to you.
I want to brag on Munira from Germany a minute because she participated in the detox. And she was so supportive and so loving with everyone. And she provided so many wonderful recipes and things. So Munira, do you want to share with us your experience of the detox and even of the 100 days?
It feels like ages has passed. It's so interesting. I think the detox was in January. Yes. So my main, let's say, I didn't really have that many issues. Let's say it that way. And I just didn't want to lose weight. And Dr. Pranav, he was so beautiful. He was so lovely because he was always kept on giving me like extra messages like, this is for the others, not for you. You can eat as much as you like. And I was always sitting there, thank God, thank God. And then the only thing you're going to lose is the toxins. You're not going to lose anything else. You might even put on weight. So it kind of, I felt, because I was a bit reluctant to do that. I was a bit afraid I would lose weight and it really didn't happen. And yeah, it felt so much, I felt so much better and lighter afterwards. Yeah, I loved it. I loved the community support and I mean, I love eating mung dal anyway. So I didn't feel that it was so much of a, challenge for me, let's say it that way, because they were all the food that I like to eat anyway. I could just eat as much as I wanted to. Things that I like to eat anyway. So, and the energy drink was perfect. I mean, I don't even know, like, it didn't even feel like a detox, let's say it that way.
Well, it showed, and the love that you gave to the community in the chat was absolutely incredible. We're so grateful for you for that.
Thank you.
Carol, what day is the detox on now?
Oh my goodness. Just starting week 3. We end up, I believe, on December the 11th. Is that right? I believe somewhere in there. So yeah, another week.
Awesome.
In a few days. Yeah.
Sounds like it's going pretty good. So
the activations have been wonderful, to start your day every day with movement or meditation or breath work and the sense of community daily. It's kind of changing some lives.
That's awesome. Well, I know that in the book, Dr. Naram talks about how I believe I might have the percentage wrong, but 90% of disease is caused by unresolved emotion and childhood trauma. And so right now we are working with, oh my gosh, Tony Lister in his program, the unconscious detox or subconscious detox. I have been amazed by this program. And I know we had 1 week and then we had the holidays, so we didn't have a session. So we still have 7 more to go. He really connects with the subconscious mind and being able to release beliefs and stuck emotion and stuck energy that, you know, by his certain exercises that he has you do to be able to heal and to be able to move through and release. And I have really had some very profound shifts with his work. I highly recommend it. If anybody is interested in signing up, I highly recommend that. His first session is recorded and you can go back and watch it. But I really do recommend it. Dr. Stephen, are you available to say hello?
I am. You know, one of the greatest things is you never know when being well is going to really help you out. So I had a car accident in 2012 that really like changed my life. I couldn't walk, I couldn't work. And I forced myself to work because I knew if I stopped, I'd never work again. But I got better, but I really needed to get well like I am now. And now when things come, I still, you know, I had COVID. I I kind of sprained my ankle so severely, almost broke it. But my body recovers because it's well. So even if you don't have a disease or a symptom, or doing detox is amazing for the body, emotionally and physically. Don't wait. Don't wait to have a problem because you'll have a really good story when you'll get better. Um, it's okay to be well. And I don't think some people realize even what well feels like. It took me, you know, till I was, you know, 50 something to really get what well was. And I look at it as having water in your well. When you have enough water in your well, you don't worry about washing your hands and taking a shower and flushing the toilet. But when you don't have enough water, you walk around like with anxiety, with frustration, with fear. But when you're well, like when your well is full, then you walk around with confidence that you could handle a drought, that you can handle some rough roads. So, so do you want me to talk about our next musical guest?
I do, yes.
Great. So I met Manny Perlman many years ago. I was brought up in the Jewish religion. I was taking a workshop how to run the afternoon Musaf service at the temple. And the rabbi started the course, but he had to leave and the cantor took over, my friend Manny Perlman. And Manny walked with a bit of a limp and it looked like, you know, it was his back. And I talked to him. I just walked up and I said, hey, maybe I can help you. And he was like, nah, you can't help me. And we ended up becoming just best friends. And I got to know the depth of this man spiritually. And that's where we really connected. And he moved from Syracuse to Baltimore. He lives 10 minutes from my younger son's house. And I get to see him a couple times a year now. And he's really shared this deep part of his life that he's been going through, which started when he was young. And now it has blossomed into a worldwide mission of peace. So Manny Perlman, welcome to the Ancient Secrets group here, and thank you for being
Thank you, Steve. This is the first time that I've told this story, and I'll turn 70 in 2 months. It was around Thanksgiving in 1961 in Des Moines, Iowa, when I was struck head-on riding a bicycle by a car traveling over 50 miles per hour. At age 8, I experienced life beyond life. Everything became crystal clear. Colors were more colorful. Time was timeless. Thoughts were my new body, and I was insignificant and significant simultaneously. There is so much more, but for today's virtual gathering, I would like to focus on music and peace. I heard melodies during my brief visit to the next realm, melodies that were eventually recorded, partially because Dr. Steve Wechsler encouraged me to do so. Melodies such as this one. Something struck me about my ability to effortlessly communicate without words. Instead, I heard universal sounds, a universal language. In 2003, 50 years after the divine connection, that I began trying to locate the heavenly sounds I had heard. I researched the word peace in as many languages as possible and redacted a shared common sound from each of them, resulting in 8 syllables. 15 years later, in 2015, I started a nonprofit, Destination Peace, and I travel the world introducing peace through universal sound. I have sat at the feet of Amma in India as her guest for hours and hours. I have sung in the Mormon tabernacle. I just returned from Windsor Castle, where I slept and sang at the Queen's crypt in Hebrew and in English. I want to share with you a 2-minute video. You will hear a demonstration of the 8 syllables with an international audience that convened in Liverpool, England. The most striking speech I ever heard was 2 years after my near-death experience. It was delivered by Martin Luther King, his "I Have a Dream" speech. Immediately prior to that speech, I heard Peter, Paul, and Mary sing "If I Had a Hammer" and "Blowin' in the Wind." I struggled at 10 years of age with the line, "How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died?" From that moment on, I dedicated my entire life to prayer, song, and peace building. I worked for several years as a psychiatric social worker in New York City with suicidal teenagers, and my dream was to meet Peter Yarrow. If I could just share the screen. I think it's disabled.
Dr. Clint, would you be able to make Emanuel a co-host?
Thank you. If it's difficult, I could probably demonstrate it without.
I'm not sure. Dr. Clint, are you there? Are you there by chance?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Okay, great.
Okay, hold on, and I'll just put the sound on. Share sound. Okay, share sound. Stereo. Okay, here we go. I've studied languages for over 10 years and found the commonality of sounds, especially vowel sounds. And I found that in the word peace, pachem, shalom, so many different ways in which you could say the word peace, you could find common sounds. And so within those 8 syllables, I counted up to 125 different languages. And music has always been the most powerful force in the universe.
If we want peace, we want music that inspires each other's souls. If we want to be a movement, we got to sing like a movement. We need people like Manny. Again and again. You cannot do this once. You have to do it in every generation.
Martin Luther King, he said, "I have a dream. I have a song that I want people to sing. And I want people to feel it in their hearts and their souls. Ultimately, we all end up in the same place. But while we're on this place, and while we stand on this planet, there's no reason that people can't hold hands instead of pushing people away."
Keep going. 𝗕𝗲𝗄𝗎𝗓, 𝗕𝗲𝗄𝗎𝗓,
So what I've tried to do is travel the world. I've been to 30, 40 countries trying to sing this song, but it's really sound. And I've had some wonderful, wonderful relationships, all going back to age 8, and will continue to travel the world trying to bring peace. It's certainly not easy, but it can be done. 2 years ago, I had a cardiac arrest. They had to put the paddles on me to revive me 5 times. I survived, and I believe in miracles. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was so moving for me. I was at Manny's house this week, and I was doing one of the activation calls in the morning for the detox, and he was there. And I shared some music, and then I got to speak to Nehemiah. I had an appointment with him, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Manny and Nehemiah and music and love. And this is how it all comes together in life. If there's enough space, life just happens. Beauty just happens. Joy just happens. Love just happens. So no accidents in life. And thank you so much, Manny. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing. You know, Dr. Stephen, what you're saying is so true, that I know when Dr. Clint started the immersion, he said, you know, Dr. Naram used to say, life is, and we had to fill in the blank. And it's life is a game. And when we allow ourselves to connect into that joy of life, it's pretty profound, you know, and everything synchronistically comes together. And just like what you were saying, you know, you were on the activation call, you connected with Manny, you connected with Nehemiah, and just everything just flowed. And I've been experiencing a lot of that this week, just everything in divine order. Just, I was with my niece this week, or just on Saturday, and I just told her, I said, this is what I'd like, da 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 da. And we just were having fun, enjoying the time. We went to the one store and almost immediately went right to what I wanted. We went to the next store and I was not expecting, I needed a couch. You know, how rare can you find a couch on the first time you walk into a store? And it was perfectly priced and they delivered. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. And everything just fell into place, and just even the conversation, and it was absolutely beautiful. So you're right, Dr. Stephen, when we take out the ego and we take out the fear, things just really start to flow because we connect with our authenticity. We connect with the love of life. Did you have something more you wanted to say, Dr. Stephen?
Well, I saw this beautiful quote by Sacha Sai Baba: life is a game, play it. Life is a challenge, meet it. Life is a dream, realize it. Life is sacrifice, offer it. Life is love, enjoy it.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Bridget, I hope that you were able to get that and put it in the chat. We rely on you, Bridget. We love you. And if not, I'll get it from you offline. Thank you. Is there anything that anybody would like to share so far? I haven't reached into the community and had you guys share much right now, but before we have Nehemiah speak, I would like to hear from anybody. Yes, Susan.
This prayer just keeps on coming to my mind today. It's so in my heart to share it. And it's a Hebrew prayer, but the Shekianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehekianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazet. Thank you, universe God, for every single thing that has happened to bring all of us to this present moment. So that just keeps on resonating in my mind. I just had to share it.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would love for you to if there's a way we could get a copy of that and either put in the chat or even in the WhatsApp group. That would be amazing.
Yeah, Manny can put it in the chat.
Yeah, Manny in the chat.
He's got that. Yeah. Manny, are you still there? Do you want to sing that? Just take 1 minute. Just sing the.
Yeah, beautiful.
שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. 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 Sorry, a little too loud.
Oh, that was amazing.
I don't need that, no.
Susan, did you want to say something? It was absolutely beautiful. You're getting so much love in the chat. You know, today's call is one of the beginning, like Anabell said, it's the first Advent, you know, where they do the Advent calendar. It's the first day of the beginning of the seasons, you know, and maybe I'm wrong on that, but we're entering into a holiday season that's so full of love and so full of music. And I've loved that all of this has been shared today. So thank you so much. So Nehemiah, are you ready?
I speak Australian. I am ready, Freddy.
Nehemiah, I'm so excited to be able to hear from you. I want to share a little bit about Nehemiah. Nehemiah has been very active with nonprofits. He has been involved with 7 nonprofits in his homeland of Israel. He was part of the, oh, I'm so sorry, the Serving People That Serve, that's the name of it, for the 9/11.
Serving those who serve, and I wasn't just involved. I was a visionary who came up with the idea.
Yes, it's so beautiful. He was the one that contacted Dr. Naram, and Dr. Naram promised that he would help him and support him. I'm sorry that there's a lot. Nehemiah has done yoga. He has taught meditation. He's done energy body healing. He's done a numerous amount of modalities and being able to share with people for over 48 years. He's quite an accomplished person. And we're so honored to be able to have him here. We're so grateful for what he did create for 9/11 and be able to help the people who served during that time, and to be able to work with Dr. Naram on getting support and help with them. So Nehemiah, would love to hear your story that you've been we've been waiting and waiting to hear from you.
Wow, wow, wow. And first of all, wow, wow, wow to my brother, Manny Emanuel. It's funny, he has a name that is Jewish and Christian because they call Jesus Emanuel. I think he doesn't mind that his name is also the name of Jesus because it's beyond the difference between religion. His name means God is with us. Yeah, so thank you, brother, my newfound friend and brother. So the first thing I want to do is to express something that's beyond words, my gratitude and delight for rejoining Dr. Naram organization, Ancient Seeds. And the special thanks, it took me time for different reasons I won't get to, for Jerem with being so patient with me and helped me to go through the transition and be back here. I'm so grateful and for being able to share with you today. It's the most powerful self-healing experience for me, for my brother Amichai, and for the entire family that he created with his wife Sarah, or Sarah as we call her in Hebrew. Okay, the subject today is the big subject is the relationship between family of blood and family of choice. They are different and they create different situations, and we have to be aware of it because it will help us. So I'll give you a crash course in Hebrew of the Genesis. So one day I'll teach it for people who are interested. Privately, I did it before. The word for blood, which is the way we connect with each other in the family, in Hebrew is dam. The word for human being is Adam. We are made of blood. The word for where we come from, our body, is Adama, earth. Blood is the way we connect with each other. We can't untie it. Impossible. The ties of blood are so beautiful, bond, but they also have the challenge of attachment. I have many brothers and sisters of choice over the years. Many, many, many. Because since I got this powerful experience of awakening through the grace of my master Muktananda, and Jesus came out of my own body and on the cross, joyful, not suffering. My Jesus was joyful. Sorry to say it for the people who believe in the suffering. He was beyond suffering, at least his soul. And he exploded into the universe with light. Since then, I know that everyone have it, and everyone is my brother and sister. But I change brother and sister. We all change. Sometimes because they don't, I'm speaking about brother and sister of choice. Sometimes because it doesn't fit anymore. Sometimes just because we go away, we become busy, and we are not that attached. It's okay. We remember the word, but family blood, different story. Try to estrange one of your family members, and people do it. Today, these days, they do it more. You can estrange them for the physical world, but inside your consciousness, they will keep on brewing, and the same thing the other way. Anybody who's tried, you can try until you or your family member, hopefully in this lifetime, find out before you go to the next world, because then you have to come back for that. And I don't know if you want to come back for that. I mean, it's good to come back if you're supposed to, but I'm not sure if you want to have this one. Give me a minute to collect myself. However, coming back to my relationship with my family, so the 6 months of my brother Amichai going through brain cancer was full of challenging 𝗕𝗲𝗀𝗹𝗶𝗆. I called it at that time a different name, but like everything happened for the best, whatever you call it, that's the way my teacher called it. But it basically was a karmic clean up. It was like, I don't know what you call it when you do a big wash for a car. we all went through a big wash, the entire family. And my brother, of course, in his final days, the biggest one. Coming back to my father, Yehuda Chirurg. Chirurg stand for those also who are European, you know, for surgeon. And I'll explain it in a minute. The name Bar-Yehuda is a name that my brother chose and waited for me to accept with him legally. It's a name that of the name of my father, Yehuda, and combination of the name Bar, the middle name of my mother, Bar, or her name, but the middle name, since she accepted Chirurg. So why don't we show, before that, I say, my father family also come from a healing family. Up to him, everybody was a doctor. And the lineage goes that the first one of them, healed Napoleon, like the Ayurvedic. It doesn't matter which Napoleon belonged to. When he was running away from the Russian, he found a shelter with him. This is the family tradition. So let's look, please, Cornelia, give us a picture of my father, Yehuda Chirurg, before we tell more about him. Cornelia, can you bring a picture? Picture number 1.
Yes, Cornelia's not here, but she did send me an email, and so I will do my best to be able to share what you have sent to her.
Okay, so I'll wait. I'll say a few words. What you'll see is auto-portrait. He was a draftsman. Yeah, focus just on this picture. I see you don't have them one by one. If you can, oh, wow, that's it. Make it as big as you can, because the details are so clear. It's auto-portrait. He was a talented poet, draftsman, and contemplator, growing up in society which was totally secular. You don't know, more than, at that time, more than half Israel, the pioneers were secular, socialist, but he deep inside, he believed in God. He said in one of his poems, God is my witness that out of my blood, I created all this beautiful thing. And he was a guard over Bethlehem. So he had a lot of time to contemplate and to write. And I discovered him when I was 18. When I was doing research, I rediscovered him. His poetry, his journal in Yiddish, I translated it because I don't speak English. That's my father. He died in a war that he tried to prevent. He was a peace warrior with Martin Buber. Maybe some of you have heard about him. It's long ago, so maybe you didn't. A great philosopher and many others trying to make, they call themselves the Peace Alliance. So they try to make compromise with the Palestinians, what people are still trying to do. It didn't work. And he wasn't pacifist. He had to go and fight to defend Jerusalem. And he died while going to a place, back to a position to save someone else. A bullet or whatever happened finished him then. And this was in a very place that became very symbolic. Show the next picture where he died. The next one, number 2, if you can highlight it. You're becoming almost like Cornelia. You become good at it.
Let me get this out.
Just lift it up a little bit and focus on this picture. If you can make it big.
I'm going to try. If you want to go ahead and speak while I'm doing that, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, sure. So this is the passage. It's called Mendelbaum passage. He died near there. Symbolically, this becomes the only passage between Jordan and Israel after the war. And it was passage to a place up in the mountain, Mount Scopus, the mountain of the observer, with a place, which is the next picture. It's okay, you can leave it as it is. Oh,
sorry.
It's okay, it will come back. Mount Scopus means observer. So I was born in this place just before it was surrounded by the Germans. So this stayed in Israeli control until 1967. But no, Hadassah Hospital was there. It's not there anymore. Now there's a university there, the biggest campus of university in Israel. By the time there was an hospital just, Hadassah. And I was born there. I was one of the last children that was born, but it's very symbolic because this mountain look over Jerusalem and over the other nation of the people who were fighting with Israel. And I became in my life a bridge between traditions till these days. Now I see myself more as a bee that go from and crossbreed between different traditions. This part of my role. So this was there. This is enough pictures for now, so you can close them. And so this is Mount Scopus, where you look at Israel and Jerusalem from one side and the other nation from the other. Back to my story. A few years ago, I was studying for my master in spiritual psychology in the University of Santa Monica, which I highly recommend to those who do experiential healing to themselves and learn how to do it to others, especially if you can get a title in a certification in California. Doesn't help me in New York. You know the way the guild works, but I did there the master. And there I had an experience. I was able to go back before cognition to the place where I'm 3 months old. And my father told me before he goes to fight, and he told me for the last time, and he knows, he has premonition that it's the last time. He knows this character, that he's going to give himself. So he speaks to me in my knuckling. He holds me in my hands and he said, 𝗕Me, I might not see you again in this world, but know that I'll be with you for the rest of your life to guide you and help you. And guide me, did he do? For I had experiences of him. He was my guru, my first guru, also my life. Until at the age of 18, I researched him and found more about him. He kept on. And then fast forward, I'm 28 years old in Ganeshpur, India, in the master of Muktananda, my guru, master ashram. And I'm in one of the sacred places, middle of the night. I see the blue pearl, the sesame seed that I'll come to back at the end of the talk. We'll meditate on this one. And I see the blue pearl, and I don't see human beings usually in my vision. So I didn't see my father, but I heard his voice, and he said this. I brought you so far. I finished my job. Now I'm passing to you to Muktananda. My job is done. But there's one job that I want you to do. I want you to bring my other son to God. Wow, wow, wow. What a task. I could have tried for the rest of my life. My brother was completely different personality than me, the opposite. Maybe it's good to show the next picture. I think it's a picture of my brother and me. I think so. No, maybe not. It's I'm not yet. I'll do it later.
Okay.
My brother is completely different because is the next picture my brother and me, or there's another picture there? I forgot.
I'm so sorry. What did you say?
Is the next picture my brother and me, or there's another picture? What is
No,
the next?
I think it was a building.
Let me see.
This one?
No, go to the next picture. After this one, just this one. Yeah. No, this one, the one after, because I already changed the order of the scene. Okay. This is my brother and me looking at each other with love, with our father behind us. It was taken recently. Speaking about miracles. My nephew sent me this picture. I'll tell you about my nephew later, Roy, the one who is closest to me. He has also an experience of Jesus. Nobody has experience like myself, so similar to me. He's my brother more than he's my nephew. He sent me this picture. And I don't know how to change the wall on my computer. I never try to do it. I mean, sometimes they send you a wall and I never text them, but I don't. And out of the blue, this picture appeared on my wall, on my computer. It's there, the same picture. I mean, I couldn't have done it. I would have to go through an hour or half an hour, recruit Carol to help me to do it. It happened. Speaking about miracles. This picture stays there. This is the way I talk with him now. I jumped ahead, but it's okay. It's going to be later. But you see the love between my brother and me. two opposites. That's what I want to emphasize. My brother healed himself. I healed myself through becoming aware of all the past, including our mother's suicide and everything. And I had to tell it to him because he healed himself from the left side of the brain. We are completely right and left. We are joking who has a left-handed in the family because we are both also left-handed. So he definitely has a left-hand family because he can draw like my father, but I can't. I can just take pictures. If I write something, nobody, including myself, understands it. So he has this left brain and this precise hands. So my healing, self-healing process was through becoming aware and bring to awareness everything, even when people didn't want me to tell me about the way my mother left her body because, you know, family secrets. I went to everybody until someone told me. And she said, "You're so courageous to go for it." And I said, "How can I not do it if I want to heal others, not to explore everything?" My brother, the opposite. My brother healed himself by working on his strong side, his rational side, becoming a genius, which all his friends who studied with him, engineers, said that he was an humble genius. Nobody knew it. Was he could have done atomic, whatever they call it, engineering. He could have gone to the top thing. They wanted him to go the Technion. No, he wanted to be an engineer for agriculture machines, so he can work, help people in the kibbutz. The kibbutz became his family, his new family of choice. And he did all his life, fulfill his life mission from his father, Amishai. He was a gift to the people. And they say it's so funny. I'm not helping, didn't want to take the full thing of his father. I don't want to heal the entire nation. I heal an old woman. I don't know when she tried to, I help her, not heal, help her when she tried to cross the street. I fix the picture in the room and I come in. But if I don't know you, I don't care. He was healing of the people whom he met. This is my brother. So we are so different. And my brother succeeded to completely bear inside all the experiences of trauma of his childhood. And heal himself, it's strange. Sometimes you can heal yourself up to a point by denial. When I told my brother that he is the one that actually, I didn't know at that time, that our mother committed suicide, he didn't know it. It was next room. He gave her the pills, and in the morning, when they told him that she just, by mistake, took too many pills, he took the story. I had to tell him. And my brother never cried until Yitzhak Rabin, our prime minister, was killed by assassinator. We killed many of the good people in this world for some reason. Martin Luther King is one of them. So he cried for a week. He couldn't stop. All these tears came, but still he buried it back. So my brother was never talk about emotions. I mean, he expressed love to his children, to everybody, but he didn't talk about emotion, especially not about negative. Let's not talk about it. I don't care. You can close the picture. So I lost focus. I maybe kind of jumped my story, but
Wow, this is amazing. You know, I love how you're talking about family of choice, because there's many of us who do have estranged families, and we do connect with people that we do love and connect with, you know, but they're not blood. So we're very, you know, I loved how you talked about that. And for you to be able to share with us what you just did about your brother, about your dad, about your mom. Wow, Nehemiah, this is really amazing. I'm very sad for your brother's realization that he gave your mother the pills, and it sounded like it affected him for the rest of his life.
yes. So I'll continue if it's okay with you. And
Absolutely.
I hope I finish in reasonable time, because I had time to do everything but time this talk. So God help me. God help me. Okay. So I'm jumping ahead from when I was 27, few years ago, to these days. The three miracles that happened in my brother's healing process, final journey, and the one that couldn't happen, wasn't supposed to happen. The first one happened before I stepped in. Actually, even for 1 month, he didn't tell me out of the 6 months because he wanted to protect me for some reason. That was, I think, in May. Yeah, can't exactly May or April, May, I think. Anyway, he completely accepted his death. I wish he didn't. I wish he believed that he can heal. And he said, you can just slow down the trend. He accepted the knowledge of the medical profession. You can stop it, and I'll prepare myself. So he started to clean the table in his life. Say bye-bye to everyone, give everybody what he's supposed to give, tell everybody what, yeah, he did this. That's so far happened. The second one happened next. I became aware of it. I recruited people, this group, and healing people, believing people from all around. Actually, you are the only group that's all around the world. The rest are all from a synagogue, from a church, wherever I knew people pray for him. I had professional healing working for him. And he had to agree. So I asked him for permission. So he said, if it won't help, it won't hurt. This was the window of faith that he gave to this, the small window, but that was enough. According to people who are more knowledgeable than me, more psychic than me in this way, they could see the energy going into him. So he opened the window, and through this window, this healing came. And what happened? The second miracle. My brother started to share his hidden emotions. He dictated a full journal about things that was buried in my subconsciousness. I won't tell you all because then we'll talk for another hour. And he shared all of this, something he didn't do for 78 years. He opened emotionally. He healed himself emotionally. He cleared all this. Let me go to the third miracle. Now, I was trying to give my brother the marmas. Dr. Klein gave me marmas and everything. You think my brother wanted marmas? I said, Mama, forget about it. He didn't believe in these things. But there was one mama I could cheat him and give him. I couldn't tell him, what do you want? He told me what he wants, but without checking the subconscious. And he wanted to die after he sees everybody, including the woman he loved when he was in high school, and still remember he wanted to see all these people. And his son, against the will of his mother, arranged for this woman to come from France. So she was the last one he saw. I don't think, nobody saw it. I don't think his wife was so happy. Because his wife has her own character, which I won't get into, because we all have, all our mothers in our family are totally Jewish in the sense, in the sense fact of over worrying, over controlling. And she's not from my blood family, but she fit well into the picture. Therefore, children went away like I did, and came back to love her, which many of us have to do with blood family. And they accept her the way she is, and she accepts them the way they are. About me, it's a different story. We won't go there. So at any event, let me see. Just a moment. Okay, so I wanted very much for him to accept God, because that was a mission that was given to me. So I came to him and I gave him one mama that he didn't know. I put my hand, and I don't know if I did it right, because I might have switched them, but my intuition had trusted. I put my right hand on my heart, then my left hand is my healing hand. Maybe it's the opposite of what you're supposed to do, but this was my mama. And I pressed his heart and said 6 times, I love you, Amishai. I love you, Amishai. 6 times, I love you, Amishai. And I did it so many times, and he took the love, and I felt the love was flowing through me. So I knew the blessing of the lineage of Dr. Naram, the blessing of the lineage of Muktananda, the both main lineages that are walking through me, was coming to him. I knew it. And that was it. The final moment to depart comes. And I talk about this, that I hear people from the other world, my father talked to him and all this, and I say, I believe it. He said, why they don't talk to me? And I tell my brother, they don't talk to you because you don't talk to them. If you believe, they'll talk to you. And he never believed this. He say, okay, it's right for you. And the other world and those, I tell him, we'll see each other, whatever. Okay, I'm going to go and I accept it, which is heroic. It's much harder to die when you don't believe in the next world, you know? And he was ready to live, and that was it. He was finished. So they say, come to visit his wife, seems so the last time. So I go into the room, and we go through the ritual fully. And it's not just that, we hug and kiss each other, and he kissed me like a child, because he treated me like, he was like a father, because I didn't have a father. So until his children came, I was first priority. But then when his children came, they took over, and I knew it was okay. But this time he treated me like his child. He hugged me and kissed me. And then I say to him, I was tricky. I told him, I'm not sure if we'll see each other, which is not true. I just wanted to get him in. But if we do, I want to tell you, Amichai, if we do see each other, which I believe, maybe I'm right, I'm looking forward. And I want to say to you, Amichai, Shalom Amichai v'lehitraot. Those of you understand Hebrew, Manny, and others know lehitraot mean see you again. And Amichai answered to me, Shalom v'lehitraot. I was in the heaven. Amichai, at the end of his life, start to believe that he's going to another place. A miracle has to be confirmed sometimes because we are skeptic. So I go and going to leave the little sleeping room, go to the living room, and going to leave and to the door, and I look back. Amichai walked as fast as he could, like that, tack, 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 and sit on the bed, want to depart from me again. I go and we go through the entire ritual. I love you, Amichai. I love you 6 times. We hug and kiss. And I say, Shalom v'lehitraot. Amichai repeat again, Shalom v'lehitraot. And if 3 times is a charm, I go to the door to leave. I look back and Amichai walked and come to depart from me again. We go through the third ritual again. I say Shalom Amichai v'lehitraot, and I repeat for the 3rd time, Shalom v'lehitraot. And that's the reason why my sadness is mixed with great joy and celebration. Amichai did as much as he could to uplift himself in this lifetime. What do you want more? Is it more important how long we live or how we live? It's more important when we leave the world or how we leave the world. I think the second one. Amichai lived his full span of life and left with flying colors. Let me see what's next. The next thing is the funeral. I'm in America and they made me speak on the speakerphone and hear all the other eulogies. In a secular kibbutz, I don't talk about Amichai, I talk to Amichai in the next world, knowing that he hear me. And I tell him few things. I wouldn't go into all of them, of course. It's too long, even though it was a short one. And then I tell him at the end, I read a poem to him about life, which one day maybe I'll read here. A beautiful Israeli poem about the stages of life until we become wise when we are older. And I say, Amichai, I know that you are going to keep on blessing us from wherever you are. And those who are ready will feel it, will find signs for it. And I also know, and listen to this one because it's very important for everybody to remember. This is Karma Bhumi, the land of karma, this world. We can do a lot of things to improve our state. When we go up there, or deep there, wherever you want to place it, we can't do anymore anything. We are not in Karma Bhumi. But the karma we left behind, our children, the people we loved, even this group that Amichai opened the window for them, we can still send him blessing, karmic, and to anybody up there, because we always can do it anyway, but especially the people So we can help them to rise where they are. So the only way for Amichai or to anybody who departed to rise higher is for us to wish for them and to do good action, because that's also a faith. So I committed myself there. Amichai, I'll remember you, I'll talk with you, and I'll commit my good action for our parents, as I always did, and for you. And you, I know you'll keep on blessing us. And that was my final words in the funeral. And to my surprise, my nephew, as I said, who is most close to me, told me that all the kibbutz who are secular love this talk. Why did they love it? Because all of them want to believe. Even his wife, who is still so secular, she say, we want to believe, but it's so hard to break the wall of our enculturation anyway. People who were born to left family usually stay left. People who were born religious stay religious. You know, different variation, but the data, the program, I mean, Dr. Ram talked about it, it's so strong. So, and all the real estate talk about it. Okay, so I'm coming to the hand.
Okay.
And I want to bring the last picture. That's picture from the present, the past, and actually it's from the future. Rohi, the one who is closest to me, have a daughter. Be ready with the video. I have a daughter who is my godchild. She's very high. They are both musicians. Rohi, my shepherd. God is my shepherd. His wife, Gal, the wave of the sea. And his daughter, Gaia, the goddess of the earth. Don't play the video again, just bring it up. So I brought, and it became 6 of that, 10 singing bowls to Israel to play, especially for everybody, but especially for the children. So I'm going to play it to my godchild, Gaia, and I want her to, how do you say it? To lie down in the center from the root, seven chakras for the seven balls for the 7 chakras, and to experience it. But no, you can put the picture. You can put the picture there. But no, she wants, but don't show it. Sorry. But she doesn't want to receive it. She wants to learn first, to learn what it is. So don't show it yet. Just wait a minute. Don't play it yet. She wants to learn how to play it. This is Gaia. Don't play it yet. She wants to learn how to play it. She's a musician. So we stop the ceremony. The balls are not fully arranged. The one that she's going to do is the 3rd chakra, the navel, and then she's going to go to the 2nd chakra. And she tried to learn. So you see here the video of Gaia, and you'll hear in Hebrew, and except for Emanuel and maybe Stephen and a few others don't understand Hebrew, we tell her, Gaia, put it higher, close to the mouth, because that's where you hear the sound. And she's stubborn. It took her time, but she got it. She got the sound right. Okay, here we go.
בדופן, בקיר של זה, בקיר. אוקיי, קצת יותר למעלה, פה על הקצה.
למעלה מן הפ.
יכולה אחד אחר.
תנסי עוד קצת.
רוצה אחד אחר?
אחרי זה תחלה. No, she doesn't want. She wants to stay with her.
יותר גבוה, גאיה. כן. תנסי קערה אחרת. רוצה קערה? שתצאי חזק?
Now she's ready for the next one.
שוב, קרוב יותר לקצה. גאיה, תעשי את
closer to the edge. This is Roy, her father. My brother.
קצת יותר גבוה. אני אסגור? כן. עידון.
Yeah, you can close it. Show just one picture of my brother and me, because I have something to tell there. The 4 pictures together. It's number 4, I think. That would be the last one. I kind of went out of order because I didn't prepare. I prepared, but I didn't time it.
So, Nehemiah, I want to make sure that we summarize your story. So this is a story of your brother's healing, and you shared with us about your father and about your mother and what they and who they were and their challenges. Now, if I remember right, your dad, he wasn't, and tell me a little bit, did he pass early? You guys were raised without him, is that correct?
Yeah, he passed. It looked like some of my story was lost. He passed when I was 3 months old, and he held me in his hands before he passed. He died in a war when 3 months after I was born on Mount Scopus. Yeah.
Yes. And then your mother committed suicide. And
when I was 12, and my brother was 15, and I found about it when I was 18.
Yeah. So your brother had basically denounced God, was just living, were you guys close at the time?
We were close to each other, but not in beliefs.
Okay.
The next picture will show it how close we were. So we were very close, and we accepted we are different. We both accepted it. He was a man of peace, my brother, and so were I. Yeah.
So when your brother found out that he was ill, you saw 3 miracles that came about. And the first miracle was, I have it written down, that he cleared all of the guilt and shame and negativity that he was holding on to.
No, the first one was even before that, before it came, that he completely accepted death, even though he knew that he does not believe it didn't go anywhere, and prepared everything and gave love to everybody before. Some people when become close to death, they become angry and whatever. No, he became more loving. That was the first miracle before I came into the picture. The second one was what you're telling.
So the second miracle is, go ahead and share the second miracle, summarize.
The emotional healing, that he became aware of all what he was buried. And they say that cancer come, Louis A say, when you bury feeling, cancer come when you bury grief. The cancer might have been caused by this.
And then the third healing was that he accepted God.
Yes.
Yes.
And the miracle that didn't happen, that happened but didn't, was that we probably cleared the cancer from his system, all of us, including my father, chirurg, who is working through my third eye from another lifetime. We all sent him healing. And everything looked like he was steady. He wasn't going, the cancer didn't move the way it's supposed to. So we believed, me and the Philippine person who know many people, that he doesn't have cancer anymore. But since he and his wife believed so, he had to die. So it's sad, but I'm totally accepting it, because this is what happened when people believe only in one modality and are not ready. So many people are dying because they believe just in one thing and are not ready to open to it, especially the medical profession with the business and everything. It's good, but you have to open yourself. And if not, you risk so many people die these days just because they are not open to holistic healing.
Well, I so appreciate all of the things that you did for your brother, and then you honored him so well, so beautifully. And
can you show the last picture in the middle of
Sure.
it's a collection of pictures. I thank you for giving me so much time. I hope I'm okay within the time limit or whatever, because we have meditation and chant and meditation, and that will be kind of the final words.
Forgive me while I escape out of here.
Yeah, you do the job almost as good as Cornelia. I don't want to flatter you too much, but it's good enough, because she does it all the time, and you usually don't do it. So you catching up very fast. And Cornelia doesn't have to do the 2 jobs at the same time, so you have more challenging job.
I may have exited out of my email, so hold on. Yes, I did. Okay.
So meantime, I'll tell you what comes next. After that, I'll take the audacity as a non-professional to chant with you a Jewish song, but it's in English, so you'll be able to chant with me. And it will be short. And it's a song of coming back to God. And the words will be, return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. This will be the refrain. So since I'm telling you the next thing, so you can meantime find the pictures, yeah? Okay, so don't worry. We are doing good. I'm now completely in 𝗕𝗔𝗀𝗃𝗧. The timing is working perfect, whatever way it does. So since on Zoom, only two people can sing without creating a cacophony. I'll ask without preparation, Jerem, they told me that you have a good voice, so you'll sing with me the refrain after you learn it. And everybody else will sing with me, but you'll be muted. And at the end, I ask Cornelia, and you can bring, when I do the final visualization, if you can bring soft music for a background, will be good. And if you can't, it will work anyway. So can you find the pictures now?
You know, unfortunately, I cannot see the picture. So what I'll do is I'll mute myself and look while you guys sing.
Okay, so we'll sing, and if it's meant to see the picture, we'll do. If not, at the end, we'll not. So you can look for them, and if it's meant to be. So the words are that everybody will sing are return again, return to the land of your soul. And then I sing the stanzas. It's a song by Shlomo Carlebach, the singing rabbi, and he sang in English sometimes. I knew him, he was one of my close friends. So you first listen the first time and then you join. We'll do it 2 times every time. But then you can do it all the time, just the first time listen. Return again. And by the way, I don't have a voice of a cantor. Emanuel, please forgive me. I'll do my best. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Jerem, join me and everybody. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. One time again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you were born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Everybody mute yourself because 3 people don't sound well. Remember the great beings before you who merge in the light and they call you. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Remember who you are, remember what you are, remember where you were born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Thank you. So now I'm trying to figure out if we should go back straight into meditation or you have the pictures. Both cases, it's okay. It's a 𝗕𝗲𝗀𝗶𝗵𝗏. So if you don't have the pictures, Jayna, don't worry about it. The pictures just show how much love my brother and me have to each other. And they also show him near the Wailing Wall because he took part in, but he was wounded in near the same place, Destiny, of 𝗕𝗘𝗔𝗟𝗡𝗃 where my father was killed. And this wound have saved his life because he would probably also die, the character that he was. He was starting to burn from a sharpener, and being the practical person that he is, he didn't run around with a fire and became a torch. He rolled around, saved himself, and didn't have to fight anymore and was saved. So this was, and when you see the picture, you see what a loving brother he was. And you see there's one happy person in the picture, and it was him, not me as a child. Okay.
I'm sorry, for some reason I cannot locate that email.
No, it wasn't meant to be. It's okay.
All right.
So let's go into meditation.
Nehemiah, we so appreciate you working with Dr. Naram, and we appreciate you being a member of the community. We know that a lot of the community members have been praying for your brother. So we appreciate the story, letting us know the miracles that have happened during this time. So thank you so much for all of your words. We do have
I have
Anna.
a minute. I have a
Go
minute
ahead.
to meditate with you. I have 2 minutes to meditate with you.
We have a chant that is going to be doing meditation, and then we also have another chant if we have time. So do you, 2 minutes of meditation, is it a guided meditation? Tell me a little bit.
No, it's a visualization meditation. I give you a visual. I mean, I don't show it. I tell you a visual, and you meditate in silence. And if you can put music, background soft music, and that will finish my part.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do that very quickly. Do we have the music for that? No, we don't have.
I'll ask Cornelia if you can find music, great, and if not, it's not meant to be. It's okay.
Yeah.
I just spoke about soft background music, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, we had problems with the sharing of the mic, so we're going to skip the music, Nehemiah.
Okay, no, it's not meant to be. Probably it's more stronger without the music. I trust.
Meditation in 1 minute. Could we do a quick meditation? We've got another chant coming, and we're getting really close to the hour.
I'll try to do it in 1 minute. I'll do my best.
Thank you.
So envision yourself as energy ball. You can be as big as you want, the entire universe or just around your body. But this ball is not a simple ball. It's an onion. And it doesn't have so many layers as an onion. It's an innumerable layers. All your data from all your innumerable lifetimes. And you are there in the middle of this. Oh Lord, so much. But most of it you're not aware, and you're never going to become aware of. But we are making a crossbreed in our art because it's already happened in reality. This onion has a seed inside, the sesame seed, the blue pearl, which is so small like a sesame, but it's infinite. And you can envision it in your third eye. And we breathe into the blue pearl that we see inside, or whatever you might see it red. And from there, the light shines through all the layers. They don't have to unveil themselves, but they become cleared. We inhale into and exhale out 3 times. Inhale into the blue pearl, hold it there, and send the light to all the layers of your being. Second time, inhale and pause. And third time, do it by yourself. And then the image changes, and we become a chalice of light. The light is coming from all the people that love us to the root and rise all the way to our heart. And then we shine into our heart with exhale. 3 times. We'll inhale from the root, fill the chalice, and send it out. Inhale and send it to our heart. 3rd time on your own. And now the cup is full over its limit, and it wants to pour to the world. So we do the same. We breathe into the root all the way up to the heart and send it to someone in our family, someone we love. We inhale again and send it to the entire family, those we love and those we don't know how to love. We send it to all of them. We inhale again and send it to the entire family of human beings. We are all children from the same God. We do it 3 times of our own, and that will be the end. Okay, you can open your eyes. Toda rabah, thank you. And I'll say it in Hebrew. Shalom, whenever I talk, I'll say it. Shalom, 𝗕'ștמיah v'litraot. Shalom. We'll listen to each other again and now. We'll see each other again and now. It's infinite. We always can listen and hear each other as one. We'll hear each other and see each other from the heart. I love you and I'm with you. And let me thank you for allowing me this. My heart is full with gratitude. Finito la commedia, I spoke. Or finito la tragedy, whatever you call it.
I will let Cornelia know that she has been missed. Anna, we're so excited to hear from you.
Hello, everybody. So I have done, some of you had already heard, listen my chants. So my healing sacred chants that comes through me. They're not mine, they come through me. And now I had the challenge for the music project of Unseen Secrets of trying to do background sounds and music. So I become completely crazy with that, and I have starting to do that. So today I bring you, instead of chanting, and now I bring the record of the chant it will be in the music project. Okay, so
Anna, let's tell a little bit about you. You've been in the community. You're a shaman healer. I've had a session with Anna, which has been amazing and was extremely helpful during the time that I had a healing with her. So Anna did participate. I think you participated in the 100 days, and she's now in the Path course. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. She is. You've taken Ardavedic? You were an Ardavedic practitioner before, correct?
Yes, I am a psychologist and an Ayurveda practitioner, and well, I really tune with 𝗕𝗕 and the lineage of Dr. Narayan, and I wanted to study, to go deeper on the lineage of the 𝗕𝗕. Yes, so I'm in the 3 years path.
Yes, so we're so appreciative, and we're excited to hear your chant.
Okay, so okay, let's share the sound.
Can I recommend that people, if you have headphones, you will be able to hear it much better.
Thank you, Jerem. I forgot, because I am a little bit pressed with time, because I know that it's a little late. So but well, it's nice that because the sound, it's really it's not to listen to a song. It's really to surrender to the little journey of the chant. So it's much better if you have headphones, close the eyes, and sit comfortably and really surrender to the little journey of this chant. Yes, so share the sound. Okay, please tell me if the sound is good. We check, but it will be nice that you tell me if the sound is good. Okay, here we go.
Surya Homala Sutataela Muniahara Urina Mumahayalena Hayara Suyatina Oyala Maha Hiorini Mamahayanena Horayanama Sutiyara Laha Yarenaha Yalom Sara Sium sita dayara enaya Hurina mami urina mami uraya haraya Siurina mami Surya Atiti Musina Natati Sayara Namaha Sila Yorana Haliena Harina Om Suyetatam Situtiarena Titariena Om Surina Harayam Yorena Yorena Diamanti osineti purmayani molaya yarena hom sioranom sioranem sirayam natayam sitotayom miharani yarahe yoralom sioralam natatayam yohar yohar yoharayam laye laye laham namaha yare nahe naham nahaya yarahom suryanam yarahom suryanam yarahom suryanam yarahom suryanam lahaya tutaya tutaya lalayam suryala yarayam yaralam 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 surinama siralam yahayo tutamaye tutamaputina lala tikanaye sitataya nitotaye sitataya nitotaye yoromata tierale yoranam maha yaralam suryanam yaralam sayava siorom satya siorom syaram surya surya layahenna yunam jivaya jivaya lana yaralam 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 sayaram yaho yaho yala yaram yaro yaro Oram saya yaralam yanahotaya yaraho saryam namam Sutyanam Tutyanam Tiyanate Tutayo Sierate Tutayo Ionamami Alala.
Anna. Would love to hear a little bit about the journey. Can you share a little bit about what we just experienced?
Oh, it was, I become completely crazy with this part of finding the sounds that fit on the chant, because I never know what is coming back. I never go what is coming out from the chants. So it's not easy. And then I thought, so maybe I record the chant and then I will find out. So I have been hours and hours learning how I can do and so on. And I trying to figure out what it can be. And it was a very beautiful experience for me. I hope it was also for you. And for me to listen to the chant, because usually I listen from inside and I feel what is the things that are coming. And when I'm chanting from someone in a session, in a consultation, it's like I see what is going on, what is this chanting comes, the energy, and what is going on the person. And that, like that, just recording like that, it was for me a challenge also, because I didn't have nobody in the other side. So I start to tune with the mission of the music project and the orphan homes, kids in Nepal, and one that it's not this one, but another one that the chanting comes and the music. It was really, I can tell in another day when it's maybe in the site of Unseen Secrets, because it was very nice what comes with that one. So, but I keep it for the one that it is, because it was really, it moves me in a lot of things. So I have been hours and hours and hours forgetting everything that I needed to do, and during night that I need to sleep, and it was 4 o'clock in the morning and I was awake and complete. That for me it's not possible. And in the other day after, I was okay. So I said, okay, it's something happened here. It was also a healing process in my own experience of doing it. And I hope that you could feel it and could have a nice experience.
There's definitely a lot of energy that comes through when I hear your chants. It's so amazing to me how being a part of this community stretches us. We, especially when we serve, at least for me, when I serve, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I don't know how I'm going to get it done. Sometimes I go into tears. and then we do it and we learn and we grow and we stretch. And so Anna, thank you so much for sharing with us. The chanting comes easily to you, and then also the 𝗕𝗲𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃 with finding the music and things that matched up. So thank you so much for being a part of that. And Jerem, thank you so much for coordinating the music project. So appreciate that.
Yes, it was very nice. It was a challenge, and it helps to go further and to be other parts of ourselves. So it's like, I want to do the music. Because I wanted someone to do the music and so on. So for me, it's like, okay, I can, come on. The aspect, the archetype of the music, come on, come. come and help me, please. So it was beautiful, that challenge. Yes, it's very important and I love it. That is, go for what we don't know and try, and it's something from our soul. It's really, and to do the music, to participate in the music project, and for the home orphans in Nepal, for me it was like wow, I want to learn everything to do better and better. To go for excellence, like Dr. Nara talks. So
100%.
I was trying, and I will continue trying better and better.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much.
you.
I so appreciate it. We are 10 minutes after the hour 11. It's 11:11 my time. after the hour. I want Munira, how long will that chant be?
You mean the mantra? Shall I?
Yeah, the mantra. Thank you.
Just a short one, the one I did in the beginning.
Okay.
Asatoma. Shall I do that again?
Yeah, let's do that really quickly.
Did
And then
everyone
we'll
like
say, I
that?
love you and I'm with you.
Okay, so let's get comfortable again in our seats and take a deep breath. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Munira. So beautiful. So grateful that we're entering into this season of love, forgiveness, clearing of our past, forgiveness, music, love. Thank you for all of the participants today who have shared. Thank you for being here. Your energy matters. You know, you being here is beautiful. Everyone, let's unmute and say, I love you and I'm with you.
Love you. And I'm with you.
Love you.
I love you.
Love
And I'm
you.
with you.
And
Jayna.
I'm with
Love
you.
you. And I'm with
Love you,
you.
Munira and Munira. Love you, Anna.
Love you.
NECHEMIAH.
Love you. And I'm with
Love you,
you.
Esther Francis. Love you,
And I
Darren
am with
Romarishi.
you.
I love you. And
Love
I'm
you,
with you.
Julia. Love you, Harvey.
And I'm
Love
with
you
you.
all.
I
Love
love
you.
you.
Love you,
Gentle heart.
Scarlett.
Bless you,
Love you,
Love you,
Beverly.
gentle
I
heart.
love you.